Hi everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions tutorial. So I'm going to be using a lot of products that I haven't used before for the first time on camera. So I bought a bunch of makeup in Vegas about 2 months ago and I haven't touched it, which has killed me, but I literally just haven't had time. I've been so busy with work and life and everything. So I'm really excited to be trying them today for the first time. And just to give you an idea of the products that I'll be using, from Kiko I have an eyeshadow, a pigment, a blush, a lipstick and a lip liner. From Cover Effects I'll be using the Custom Cover Drops. From Flormar I have a concealer and a blush. From Kat Von D I have the Shade and Light eye palette. And from Becca I have the infamous Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop highlighter. So I'm super excited to be trying all of these today. So let's get right into it. So I've already primed my eye with Urban Decay's Eden Primer Potion as usual, and I'll be starting off with Kat Von D's Shade and Light eye palette. And it was kind of difficult for me to get this because I had to go to a few Sephora's until I could find one that had this in stock. It was just like a must have for me, and the reason for that is because I love the layout of it. So it's all mattes, which I am obsessed with, and it's broken down into 3 quads. So you have a neutral, a cool and a warm, and then they have them broken down into base, contour, define and highlight. So it just gives you a guideline of how you can use them, but you can obviously mix and match. So I'm going to start off by taking the lightest base, which is from the neutral quad. So I'm just buffing that all over from the lid right up to the brow, and I'm using just a fluffy brush to do that. And so then I think what I'm going to do for my crease is take the base from the cool quad and the contour shade from the cool quad and use those in my crease. So I'm starting off with the lighter one, and I'm going to use that as a transition colour. I think I'll zoom in a bit. There we go. Apologies for the state of my skin. Not in great shape at the moment. And I'm also going to take that under the eye. And then I'm using the darker shade into the crease again. So I'm really liking the quality of the shadows. They're nice and smooth, they're not skipping, there's good pigment, and they're blending really nicely. So that has just smoked it up a bit. So I'm now going to start incorporating the Kiko eye products I have, and I have the eyeshadow in shade Infinity, which is this beautiful like gunmetal shade. I'm going to take that on a flat brush and pack it onto the lid. Now I am a little bit disappointed with the amount of sparkle, or the lack of sparkle that's showing up. When I swatched it in the shop before I bought it, it did look like the sparkle or the little bits of glitter would show up, but not a lot has come out on the actual eye. It's still a nice dark smoky shade, it's just maybe not what I wanted from this kind of glittery shiny shadow. So I'm just going to go back to that darker crease colour and blend the edges of that lid colour. I'm just going to take a little bit more of the Kiko shadow and run it along the lower lash line. So then the pigment I have is number 2, and it's this lovely baby pink shade. And the way the packaging is with this, it comes with like this lid that you take off, and then it's just loose inside, so there's actually no sifter with it. So it means you just have to be that extra little bit careful. So I'm going to take that on a smaller brush. Now I just started to pop that in the inner corner, but I could see it needed a base, so I'm just going to use my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk and pop that in the inner corners. Some pigments are just more like loose eyeshadows, some pigments are kind of more glittery and more chunky. It just depends on the formulation of whether you definitely need a base or you can use it dry. So I'm picking some up out of the jar and then just working from the lid. So you can see that does have a lovely shimmer to it, and I'm just going to fade it up onto the actual eyelid a little bit. And I'm actually going to add in a product that I wasn't intending on using, but I have a little mini eyeliner from Marc Jacobs, and that is the Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon. So I'm going to use that as a bit of eyeliner. It doesn't seem to want to twist up. Okay, got a little bit going on anyway. So I'm going to pop that in the waterline. Not the blackest of blacks I've ever used, but it's fine. I'm also going to tightline with that and run a little bit along the top lash line. So tightlining is doing your top waterline. And I just want to give some depth at the roots of the lashes. I apologise if you can hear my dog, by the way. He's on the floor next to me and he's just growling at nothing really. I'm just going to go back over that with the Kiko eyeshadow, just to kind of smudge it out. Okay, I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply a mascara. This is just the one I'm using at the moment. Mascaras generally don't kind of make a huge difference on me, just because my lashes are so short and not curly, so I just use any mascara really. So again, for my face, I'm going to use my regular primer, which is the Benefit Professional. And for foundation, I'll be using the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. So the idea of these is that these are highly pigmented liquid foundations that you can mix into your own foundations or with moisturizers or any product or together. I want to try them together just to see how they are on their own without mixing them into anything that I have already. So I love the idea of these because I have a lot of foundations that are a little bit too light, a little bit too dark, and I am one for coverage, so I'll always want to be adding coverage to the foundations. So again, I'm just going to try them as they are, mix them together. I have one that's a little bit light, one that's a little bit dark, I think. Hopefully I kind of got the shades okay. So we'll try those out. So it says to shake well, so we're shaking well. So that is the mixture that I've going on there. I just used a good drop of each. It's quite, like, you can feel kind of like the oils in it. It's quite emollient for liquid. So we'll see how that wears on my oily skin. Dot it around first. I'm liking this already. So that was only a small amount that I just dotted onto my face. And there's already decent coverage in that, and it's not heavy. Let me zoom you out again. Sorry for being so close. So now I've just taken some extra from my hand onto my brush and buffing that over top. Again, it's really just like kind of emollient. It's really spreading easily and it's quite smooth. So as I said, we'll see how that wears. I won't be able to check back in the video as I'll be working till late tonight, but I'll try and put a little update either in the screen or down below in the information box, or on my blog. I might do that actually, and I'll have my blog linked down below. So I'm happy enough with that colour that I just mixed, and I'm pretty happy with that coverage as well. So now I'm just taking up a little bit more and just patting it over any areas where I've like pigmentation or scars or anything coming through. And I still have excess on my brush, so I'm just gonna, or I have excess on my hand I should say. I'm just gonna take down my neck just to make sure that it blends seamlessly. So I'm going to move on to concealer, and I have a concealer here from Flormar. This is the Perfect Coverage Liquid Concealer. It comes with a doe foot applicator, and this shade is in medium beige. So it's more of a pink undertone. It looked a bit lighter in the packaging, but I wanted something that would be a little bit more highlighting. But this will do just fine. I'm just going to buff that out. It's actually quite a nice shade. It's not too bright, but it just blends well. So again, I will try and do an update in my blog or somewhere on how this wears. Concealer often creases really easily on me just because of kind of my eyelid shape. I have kind of two like deep creases under my lower lid. Some people just don't have creases, so there's nowhere for it to fall into. But I do. I will be setting it. I have found that I do need some sort of like under eye primer to really stop with creasing, but we'll see how it works on its own. So that is the foundation and concealer. I'm really happy with that coverage. Again, we'll see how it wears. It's not gone totally dry. It's kind of a semi-matte finish. It's not totally matte. There's a little bit of a sheen there, but it's not kind of really dewy either. And again, I want to wear these as I would normally wear them, so I am going to set that with a powder over the top, and I'm just going to use Rimmel's Stay Matte Translucent. If I can find a brush. Here we go. So for brows, I'm going to go back to the Kat Von D palette, and I'm going to use the same colour that I used into the crease, which is the dark cool brown. And I rarely use powder in my brows anymore. I use gel a lot, but it's nice to try different things and switch it up a little bit. So I'm taking an angled brush. Whoa, that was way too pigmented. Oh dearie me. Yeah, very high pigment in these shadows. So that's one side done with the eyeshadow. Again, quite pigmented. So you need to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more light-handed. Okay, so I have my brows on. Now, I don't have a new bronzer to try out, so I'm just going to use my current favourite, which is this one here from the NYX Contour Palette. Next, I popped that on just to give my face a little bit more colour and a little bit more dimension. From Flormar, I have this beautiful baked blush. It's a terracotta blush on in the shade Pink Bronze. And you can see there from the shades there is like bronze colours and pink colours in it. So we'll see how that looks on the cheek. Good pigment to it, I wasn't expecting that. I think I picked up a little bit too much. I really like that shade. The pink is nice and brightening, but the bronze in it just gives it that nice warmth. And because it appears to be baked, there is that nice sheen to it. So that looks okay in the camera, but in real life that is a bit much. So I'm just going to go back over with my powder brush and try and tone that down a little bit. But I'm really liking that blush. And now, the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop, which is created by Jaclyn Hill. Super excited to use this. So I'm going to use my current favourite highlighting brush, which was actually a recommendation from Jaclyn Hill in her favourite Morphe brushes video. And I picked it up and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to take a little bit first because I don't know how much of this I need. Start at the back of the cheekbone. Take up a little bit more. Ooh. I love that golden undertone it has. But it's not overly gold. Bring it up a little bit around the temple as well. Bam! Loving that. And the warmth that it has is working quite well, I think, with that blush because it had those bronzy tones in it. It's tying in well with the goldy tones in the highlight. And I really just like those warm undertone highlights for my skin tone. So I'm really enjoying this. That's beautiful. And it's not very bitty or glittery or anything. It sits quite nicely on the skin, but it's still like, you can really see it. So for lips then, back to Kiko, and I have the lip pencil in 301, which is like a brown. That's not like a brown, it is a brown. I think I'm gonna have to move it down a little bit. I really like that colour. As you can see, I'm kind of overdrawing my lips. I really like that colour. I just love a brown lip pencil. It's a little bit sharp at the moment for me just because it's new. I like it just to be a little bit of a softer tip to it when I'm lining. So that is the lip liner. I've just kind of feathered it in at the corners. So then I'm going to go in with the Smooth Temptation lipstick in number 1. And it's just a nude colour. Whoa, that's really... It's a real light nude. I normally don't go that light. It's nice and creamy. It's going to be very comfortable on the lips. I'm sorry if this is weird that I'm just talking to you through my mouth. Oh, you can just see my mouth. So I'm just taking a lip brush and making sure that those blend at the edges. Because I do like the darker on the outside and the lighter in the centre. That kind of nude ombre. But I don't want just a ring around. And that is the finished look. I actually quite like what I've ended up with. I wasn't sure how this was going to go. I was just kind of making it up as I went along, and I didn't know how they'd all work together. But I'm quite pleased with that. Dark smoky eye nude ombre lip, something I would definitely wear. So my favourite I think was the brown lip pencil, because I've been kind of searching for a good brown lip pencil that isn't a wind up, because I feel like you don't get enough product with that. So I'm really happy with that. Love the highlighter, love the blush from Flormar, really pleased with that, and I love the Kat Von D eye palette. Those are my favourites, and the foundation. I love everything. I wasn't completely gone on the Kiko eyeshadow and pigment. The pigment is quite nice, a little bit fallouty. Again, I want to see how it wears on throughout the day, but I will be using that in the future. The eyeshadow I was a little bit bummed with because you can't really see the nice shimmer in it. It just looks like kind of a black really. So I'm pretty happy with that overall. Again, I will update how that wore on me on my blog. I'll have that listed in the information box below. So if you like this kind of video, do give it a thumbs up so I can know that you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any questions or requests for any future videos, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks a million. Bye bye.